Alright, so I want to do a quick video on a cooling issue that I was having. One of the reasons why I originally parked the car. And I had a radiator fan that went out. I replaced it with the one from my parts car, only for about a year and a half later. And you know, some people are going, wow, it don't last a year. But considering these guys are from either somewhere between 83 to 88, depending on where you got them. Mine were from an 87 and 88 car. That wasn't too bad. But I replaced this guy twice, and the right side is the fan that turns on when the AC is engaged, or when the radiator gets too hot. This is like the backup. So this guy is the one that's usually running during the function. You figure that would be the one to go out. My experience, it's always been this side. But as soon as it kicks in, they both jump on high, drop the temperature where it's supposed to, the engine goes to normal operating conditions, and then this guy shuts off, and then that guy takes over as needed. Because I was having that problems, I went and I Googled these fans, and damn, they are not cheap. And neither is this whole housing here. So again, I went to my parts car, and what I did was I cut off, as you can tell, the brace, the support here, because I had more than enough housing to kind of mess with, and I made sure that the fans that I got were the same depth that was left here. In fact, they're right at the level, maybe an eighth of an inch, a little bit more. And I put these new fans on, and again, it's not made for it, so like I said in some of my videos, zip ties are your best friend, and this guy just sits really nicely on it. And of course, I put some spade terminals there, and I just kind of sealed it up. I have some waterproof terminals that I'm going to be using if this works out, that I got. So as you can see, there's an example of one right there. So if this lasts quite nicely, then that's probably what I'm going to end up doing, is to end up keeping it. So for now, this is what I've done to try to fix my cooling issue. And before I parked it again to do the engine seals, it was working exceptionally well. I mean, this guy was jamming. I also removed the condenser for the AC, so all you see right there is the radiator, goes right through. Cleaned it out. You can kind of see as I'm moving around, you can see the back end, and man, that made a difference too. So if you're having some cooling issues, trust me, start with the basics, and no matter where you go, they're going to tell you the same thing. Start with the basics. Number one, make sure there's nothing here, clean it out, which I did. But since I knew my fan was the issue, just was kind of showing everybody what I kind of did here. So I'm going to see how long this lasts. And these guys, I mean, both of these ran, what, $60 maybe? That's not bad. And I'll probably be ordering another set and just kind of keeping them around in the event that something happens. I can just pop one right in there. But I'm hoping to get some good time on these guys. If I do, then this will become my permanent solution. If not, then saving up, and probably gonna have to buy a whole new one of these. But so far, I am really happy. Another thing that I am really happy about is, I know this helps with the cooling because it pulls it. Again, these guys have been doing well, but because the fan is completely protected, at one point, I'll show you all, I had to make sure that this, notice it comes with the pad, because that way the fans will hit right there. The OEM shroud comes about right here, but it's all this is exposed and the fan's spinning right here, so you run that risk. And after some time, you know, some people probably have tweaked their cars where this is nice. There's a little brace that holds it right there, but I had to get an extra little wire here to kind of pull it back so it wouldn't do it. But now it can actually rest on it, because when it rests on the corner, as you can tell, the fan's fully protected. No problem. And I'm thinking about coming into the inside part here and maybe clipping some of these off, because on the inside it doesn't really matter. But again, right now it's running nice and smooth, nice and clean. So I'm pretty happy about it. So I'm gonna install this back on so I can put the seats in and maybe go for a little test drive here shortly. And I'll definitely post that. But just wanted to kind of show what I was doing. My little prototype radiator fan housing there that I've been messing with.